Welcome to this quick tip from the Telit IoT University. Today we're going to discuss using local and static variables within a trigger. When we're building a trigger, we often need a place to store a value, and deciding whether to make that a local variable or a static variable is a very important decision. We're going to find out why here. I've got a trigger created. And in there, I've created a local variable called local_v with a default value of 5. I've also created a static variable called static v, which also has a default value of 5. So in my trigger, I've also created expressions to take the local variable, add 5 to it, and write it back into that local variable field. I did the same thing with the static variable. I took the static variable, I added 5 to it, and I wrote it back to that static variable field. Now, so we'll be able to see this, I created a database called variables, and I'm writing the local variable into the local field and the static variable to the static field. So when I close this trigger and start it, and of course we'll be looking for some successes here. 1 should be running every second, so 4. So at this point I'm taking those values, I'm adding 5 to them and writing them back into the same variable field. So let's go take a look at my local database, and you can see here that at the end of every trigger I've added 5 to the local variable default value of 5, and it resets at the end of each trigger to 5. So at the end of each trigger, my value is 10. For the static variable, when it writes that value back, it updates it, and you can see it increasing here by 5 each time this trigger fires. We hope this short explanation of local and static variables is informative, and we hope it helps you create better triggers in the future.